Trust me when I say you can do it all. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 5 of the Behind HB podcast. I am your host, Brooke, also known as Honeybrook, and in this show we basically talk about everything to help not make you crazy and to find a little bit of simpleness in your crazy day-to-day life, right? So today I'm talking to you about you can do it all. And now it might not be what you're thinking because next week's episode is about balancing your life. So these two, believe it or not, they're actually not crossing. But I wanted to talk about something that kind of hits a little bit close to home because if you know me, if you watch my videos, I'm very all over the place, all over the time, right? In a little bit, I'm going to get into all my interests, but to introduce this video, that is exactly what this video is going to be about, or this podcast, I guess. If you're listening, hi, hello. If you're watching, hi, hello again. You can see me. And if you're listening, I want to give an extra special thank you to you because you probably didn't come from any of my YouTube channels and you came from an external source. So I'm very glad to have you here. But today, I feel like this is a little bit like I'm introducing myself in a way because I feel like I express myself a lot in creating and I have all these different interests that literally don't cross paths whatsoever. So it's kind of funny that I'm into all these things, and in a way I feel like people look at me because they're like, what the heck, like those things do not go together at all. How in the world do you like those things? Like they contradict so much. And so I feel like there's other people out there, and if this applies to you, I want to connect because I need more people like me. And where we're into like 10 different things. And so I'm here talking to you today to tell you that that is completely normal and that I right here am just like you if you relate to this message, because it's okay. You could do it all. And I feel like I'm also like, I want to add, if you want to become a content creator but you're not sure what you want your niche to be, I want to talk about that too because that could also help somebody out and kind of apply and kind of the main message of this message. But without further ado, let's get into it. So first, to make this all make sense, I wanted to start off by listing some of the things that are my absolute favorite, that I have core memories of, that I just love and I have followed through with my entire life basically, and that now that I'm older and a young adult through my teen years, things I just absolutely love, bring me joy, and you might be surprised by this list. So the first thing I don't know how many things are on this list, so be prepared. The first thing is obviously professional wrestling. If you know me, you know that is my whole life, not my whole life, but like a pretty good portion. I'm one of the people who watches Raw, SmackDown, NXT, well, not really NXT, but I watch every week basically, all the pay-per-views, I watch them too. I love it, and that's another thing I could talk about for a different day, how I actually got into it, the memories from it, but to me, it holds a special place in my heart. I love it, I love the adrenaline of it, and again, like, people are surprised when I say that, but I'm your average wrestling fan. I like TNA too. I tried to get into New Japan, but I don't know, I guess I just wasn't watching the right thing. I'm into AEW as well, so if you want to talk about wrestling, leave a comment. Sorry, I know it's to come. The next thing, take a look at me. If you're listening, what do you imagine I look like, right? Like, I'm talking, like, I have a podcast and I'm talking about how to better your life, right? You wouldn't expect the kind of music I absolutely love and adore. Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm a huge metalhead. I never left my emo phase. I'm sure you could kind of tell from the fishnet gloves. But looking at me, you would never guess that, right? Yeah, I'm a huge music lover, and I could easily list my top 5 favorite bands, untouchable favorite bands of all time, concerts that I've been to, band lore, whatever. I used to run a meme account for Black Veil Bride, so I feel like I'm more than qualified to say that I am a true emo and I truly love the music, and that's what matters most. And I mean, yeah, I obviously don't look like it, but I love the music, and I have respect for the bands, and really that's all that matters. The next thing is racing. Any type of racing, motocross, supercross, dirt racing, drag racing. I'm not really that into NASCAR, but like Daytona 500, I mean, like any type of racing. I am literally an iPad kid when it comes to it. If it gets put in front of me on TV, I will stand there in the same spot from when it starts to when it finishes, and I will not move, because the second I move, it just doesn't hit the same. But I feel like if you look at me, you wouldn't really guess that, but it's something that I absolutely love. I've loved since I was a child for some reason, and it's one of those weird core memory things that I can't explain. I don't know where my love for it comes from, but again, I love the adrenaline that comes from it. I love watching it. I love the people. Literally everything. I could go on and on and on about different things that I love and all my different interests and all the small little side groups that I could go into and things that I feature on my channel, but I feel like the last one I kind of want to transition into that will tie everything together is I love sharing my life on the internet. I love being on YouTube. I love creating videos. I mean, one of the main reasons I have a podcast is because I'm a YouTuber. We're supposed to talk for a living. And I have always been an introvert. I still am an introvert, but I feel very comfortable on camera. I feel like I can be myself on camera. I feel like I actually have people who listen to me when I talk on camera. I know it's silly, but I think that it ties everything together. I love vlogging and all those different things. I feel like I can genuinely share and be excited about, because I know there is somebody else out there who likes that same thing. And for the longest time, this is now transitioning into if you kind of want to start your content journey, but you don't know what your niche is going to be, or you don't know what you want to stick to, or you think that you can just stick to one thing, which it helps a lot when you have one thing that you really love and are passionate about, and then you were like, okay, I'm just going to talk about this, but then you have people like me who you love all sorts of different things, and you can talk about those sorts of different things for hours and hours and hours, but it's like, I have multiple of those things, so what do you do? I'm here to help you. I'm sorry, I genuinely lost my train of thought when I went on that little side rant. I'm gonna take a minute, remember where I was going with that, because I thought it was really good enough to bring it up, but now I can't remember what it is, so I will be back in a couple of seconds when I figure out what I was trying to say. I genuinely can't remember what it was. It was something about lifestyle, vlogging, sharing your life, finding your niche. It's gone. It's literally gone. Okay, well, this is a real raw moment of what my life basically looks like. It's gone. I can't remember what it was, but I'm just going to move on into the next thing that probably has to do with it, but be the person that you would want to watch, right? I mean, once people get to know you, if people like your personality, then they're gonna watch whatever you put out as long as it's entertaining and they can relate to it somehow. Like with me, I am still a small enough creator to where I kind of struggle with that a little bit, and I will attract people from a number of different things. Like for some odd reason, when I post Chicken Ranch Casino videos or gambling videos, they do oddly very well. And I know that when I turn of age to where I can go gamble anywhere, that is definitely something I want to incorporate more on my channel. One, because it does well and it tells me that's what people want to see, but also the fact that it's like, okay, I can incorporate traveling into that and other things that I do. And if I can make people fall in love with my personality and fall in love with me and like watching my videos, that is the ultimate goal. And at that point, you can kind of post anything. I mean, people are going to like you for you. That is the number one thing. I know people say, oh, find something, like, find your niche, whatever, pick one thing, do that thing. But at the end of the day, you can do anything. You can go anywhere. But what's most important is if people like you, they're going to support you. And I mean, yeah, you might lose subscribers along the way if you switch from one thing and do that one thing for a while and then like do something completely different. They're gonna be like, okay, this is kind of ridiculous, like I subscribed for this, you posted this once in a while and then it changed to this and that. I hope you get what I'm saying, but I feel like becoming a lifestyle channel, becoming a vlogger, whatever, or a reactions channel. That is a good one too. A reactions channel is perfect because you can share your likes and your opinions on it, and it's like you are having the conversation with somebody. That is so good, especially if you're a reactions channel, because people love to see that kind of stuff. People love to be included in the conversation, and the conversation starts with you starting it. So what I'm trying to get at is basically you can theoretically do it all as long as people see that you have passion behind it. I know one of my favorite questions to ask people is, what are you passionate about? What do you love? Because people tend to light up about what they love and what they're passionate about, their interests. People love that kind of stuff, right? And me personally, I'm intrigued when I see somebody else get super excited about something. And if I see that, I'm going to want to come back and see that again. And for me, I mean, my wrestling videos, they tend to do pretty good sometimes. I mean, my standard goods, which is not very high, but it's more than normal is what I'm trying to get at here. And I know, like, a lot of people, they do come back and they watch those wrestling videos, and then I've had people too where they come from a certain video and they stay and they watch more videos, and that is the end goal here. And if you can get that to happen, then you can do anything. And I really hope that makes sense, and I really hope that this is resonating with somebody. And at the end of the day, sometimes it just comes down to whether you're entertaining or not. And at that case, you can post anything. So what I'm trying to get at here, if you haven't already got it, I'm at the point now where I'm trying to make this super clear because I feel like I'm starting to confuse myself. But believe in yourself, because at the end of the day, if people see you're happy, and really you can't go wrong. You can never go wrong with sharing what makes you happy. You can't. You really can't. And at the end of the day, if nobody watches it, then nobody watches it. And you can't automatically assume that something is going to do well, or you really want something to do well and then get disappointed when it doesn't happen. And I know that's easier said than done, but try and remember that this is what makes you happy, and this is what fulfills you, and you are blessed to be able to share it with somebody, and maybe, just maybe, somebody will come and they'll leave a comment saying, oh my gosh, that event was so good, or that race was amazing, I was there too. And from there, you know you're golden, because you made one person connect to you. You made one person happy. And for me, that's all that really matters. And if a mass amount of people one day find me and really connect with me, then that is a dream come true. But at the end of the day, you touched one person. You made that one person smile. And that should give you the motivation to keep going. That could eventually happen again. So I know this may have been kind of a weird podcast episode, and maybe not everybody can relate to this episode. Maybe some people can, or they like the message. I don't know. To me, I have been wanting to kind of spread this message for a really long time, because I personally really relate to it, and I always preach, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can do it all. Because if people like you for you, then you can do it all. And I've said that I know 100 times throughout this episode. And hopefully that somebody can relate to this, and somebody, if this is your sign, if I'm telling you right now, if this was your sign to start the YouTube channel, start that TikTok, start your Instagram, whatever you want on your content journey, this was your sign. Because no matter what, there's going to be somebody, at least one person with the same interest in you. And even if you don't build a mass platform, you have that one person. And your first person to recognize you is always your best. You'll always remember that person. But yeah, basically, that's all I really have for you guys today. I'm sorry if this was disappointing, but at the end of the day, this message was going to come out either way, and I really believe in this message strongly. And at the end of the day, it's all about passion. And I guess that's what this is. So if this touched you today, or if this helped you, or if you're just here for support, thank you so much. I appreciate you. As always, I acknowledge the people who are listening, and then I'm going to acknowledge the people who are watching and actually see me waving to you. So thank you for being here. If you like this, or if you want to keep following along with this journey, we are almost done with season 1 of the podcast. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you want to. Please go over to my main channel and show some love there. Oh my gosh, I just thought of it. If you are coming from the podcast, go on a random video and comment that you're from the podcast. I think that would be so freaking fun. For me anyways. The little things. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week for Balancing Your Life episode 6.